It's a development very few people expected, and it is shaking up Pakistan's infrastructure and diplomatic playbook. The flagship railway project under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, that is ML1, is no longer being funded by China. As per reports, Pakistan is now turning to the Asian Development Bank, that is ADB, for a $2 billion loan. Now, this quiet shift is much more than a change in lenders. It is a major signal that the foundation of Pakistan's long-touted iron brotherhood with China might not be as unbreakable as we once thought. So what is the ML1 project and why is China backing out of it? Let me take you through the details of this. I am Shivangi and you are watching India TV. So what is the ML1 project? The Mainline 1 project, known as ML1, was supposed to be the crown jewel of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Stretching over 1,800 kilometers from Karachi to Peshawar, this massive railway upgrade was expected to transform Pakistan's transport network. China had originally pledged to finance it under CPEC, which is a $60 billion package of infrastructure and energy projects across the country. But after nearly a decade of diplomatic back and forth, rising costs and economic instability, China has quietly stepped back. Now, Pakistan is seeking funding from the Asian Development Bank to upgrade just one part of the ML1 line, which is the Karachi to Rohri section, with a $2 billion loan. Now, this marks a significant shift. It is the first time a multilateral institution, not China, is taking the lead on a core CPEC project. But the main question here is, why did China back out? Well, China's withdrawal wasn't sudden. For years, Beijing has grown increasingly cautious about Pakistan's economic health, especially its ballooning debt and unpaid dues in the power sector, where Chinese companies have invested heavily. With China's own economy facing challenges, its appetite for high-risk overseas investments, especially in countries dependent on IMF bailouts, has clearly shrunk, and Pakistan fits that risk profile. Now, why is Pakistan still pushing hard to upgrade ML1? The answer lies in the Reko Dig, a massive copper and gold mine in Balochistan, now being developed by Canada's Barrick Gold. This mine is expected to be one of the world's largest sources of copper and a major boost for Pakistan's export earnings. But there is a problem. The current railway infrastructure is too old and weak to carry the heavy ore from the mine to the ports. Without modernizing ML1, Pakistan risks losing out on billions in potential exports. Interestingly, Pakistan's decision to involve the ADB wasn't made behind China's back. According to reports, the move was discussed and squared with China beforehand. So moving on to the bigger picture, is CPEC losing steam? Well, you must know that CPEC isn't dead, but the momentum has clearly slowed. The last major CPEC project, which was the Gwadar East Bay Expressway, was completed back in 2022, and since then, new projects have stalled and tensions have risen over Pakistan's unpaid dues to Chinese firms. With the ADB stepping in, Pakistan may be laying the groundwork for a more diversified investment strategy, reducing its over-reliance on China. It's a smart move in the long run, but one that comes with diplomatic risks, especially with US-China tensions rising and India-China relations thawing. Overall, what we can see is that while the friendship between China and Pakistan remains intact on paper, this move clearly shows that Pakistan is keeping its options open in an increasingly complex global landscape. So is this the beginning of a new chapter in Pakistan's economic diplomacy or just a temporary adjustment? Let us know in the comment section, and for more updates on the same, keep watching India TV.